What did Maria Montessori do? She did two major things at least. The first one was at a psychiatric clinic at the University of Rome, where she taught difficult students to read at a normal level. Now, there are three key things here. Number one is psychiatric clinic. Who goes to a psychiatric clinic? Not normal individuals, people who need help, and that is the difficult students. The difficult students were the not so normal students in classrooms who were referred to the psychiatric clinic at the University of Rome, where Maria Montessori taught them to read. How do you think she taught them to read? Teachers normally teach reading in one of two ways. Either they read a sentence or part of it and the entire class repeats it in a chorus, and that activity goes on till the page or the paragraph or whatever the teacher wants read is done. The second way in which teachers do reading is have students read a sentence at a time in succession. Both these do not teach reading. If we want young people to be reading, they will have to be involved in the reading. How do you think Maria Montessori succeeded in teaching reading at the normal level to difficult students? By involving them with the text through questions, through predictions, through anticipations, and moving the students at their pace. Remember, all children, all students will not learn at the same pace. That was a success story. And what this led to was, again, active learning. Students were learning to read by actively being engaged in the reading process. The second thing was, in 1906, she was asked to start a progressive school for slum children in Italy. Casa dei Bambini, Children's House. That was the name of the school. In English, it would be Children's House. In 1906, the government asked her to start this progressive school in a slum area. A slum area is like the Juggies. That's where she was expected to go, start a school, and teach children. Was she successful? Yes, she was. Because what did she do? She involved students in active learning activities. These were slum children. They had never been to school. So no matter what age they were all beginning to learn, beginning to attend school. They all started at the same level, and she used active learning, she used manipulatives, she brought the real world to the slum area classroom of her students. Was she successful? Yes, she was. So these two things indicate, these two success stories of Maria Montessori clearly indicate that if we actively engage students in their learning experiences, they will learn. Doesn't matter what their background is, doesn't matter what prior knowledge they bring, they will learn. Moreover, why she was important? She pioneered child advocacy for exceptional children, and low SES is children from low socio-economic strata of society. She worked with those children. These are exceptional kids. Exceptional kids are both your high achievers, your extremely bright kids, and your low achievers or your not so bright kids. She wanted exceptional children, especially at the lower end, to learn, to get an education, and she proved that it could be done. Discuss Tyler and Taba's traditional versus progressive study. This is a study done by two other individuals, Tyler and Taba, where they took the traditional schooling and the progressive schooling. The traditional schooling was teacher-dominated, teacher-directed, teacher-centered, teacher-controlled. The progressive schooling or study had to do with actively engaging students, and it was shown that students in the progressive schools did 30% better than students in traditional schools. all the more reason to go and start progressive schools. Modern irony is the expense of Montessori schools. Today, we would like Montessori schools, Montessori classrooms, at least for the early childhood. But because of all the hands-on equipment and material that is needed, it does become expensive. So that's an irony. It is something we would like, but how many of our students or their parents would be able to afford the expense of a good Montessori education that allows students to think?